Okay, hi. So this is my entry for the Fizzylimpics Sprint Challenge. I was not going to do this, but then I decided, what the hell? Okay, so if you don't know what the Fizzylimpics are, I'll put a link below. That will explain all of the things. Childhood story. Let me think. I have an embarrassing life. Okay, this is the worst story ever. And I should share it with the internet because that would be fun. All right, so when I was in eighth grade, I had a lot of feelings. Who doesn't have feelings in eighth grade? It's the time in your life where you're like 13 and everything's the end of the world. So when I was 13 and everything was the end of the world, I had a crush on a boy, as is often the case when you're 13. There's a whole bunch of backstory where like I talked to him and like we were good friends, but like I had like the secret crush and I couldn't tell anybody and it was really awkward and like he knew and I knew, but we didn't talk about it because you don't talk about those things when you're in the eighth grade. Like, let's be real. Instead of handling it like a mature person, I decided to hold my feelings inside myself in order to protect everyone else, which in retrospect doesn't exactly make sense. But hey, I was 13. You make none of the good choices at that age. So at my graduation party from eighth grade, because in my district you have graduation parties in eighth grade, I decided it was the time to tell him how I felt. Despite thoughts and recommendations from very good friends, I decided it was the time. So I went up to him and I said, "Hello." And it was dark and there were street lights on and like the party was winding down and everyone was having a really good time because I throw awesome parties. And so I stopped him and I could see in the distance there was a car coming, but I didn't pay any attention to it because I was, mission. So I stopped him and I said, "Hey, listen, I have something I need to tell you." And he looks at me, kind of paying attention, but not really. And he says, "Yeah, okay, what?" And I said, "I like you." Just like that, bearing my soul to the world. And I'll never forget this for as long as I live because, oh, so much. It was the most embarrassing. He looked at me, put a hand on my shoulder, looked me straight dead in the eyes, and said, "I know. It's okay." And I think in that moment, my little 13-year-old heart just died a little. And that, as it turns out, the car coming was his mom. So he got in the car, and I just stood in my front yard like, herder. So that was really embarrassing and sad for me. However, it has given me lots of material and a lot of good laughs with my friends. So I hope you can find some amusement from my embarrassment. Thank you so much for watching. Check out the Fizzylimpics. You are awesome. I love you. Goodbye.